Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is the brother Yatabia wa Allah coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying. But basically going into the wicked and how they run things, all right, talking about Esau Edom, okay, and his top tribe Amalek. All right, now I got a video pinned up which is from the Elder Yashawamba Remnant Save 144. Subscribe. It's a very edifying lesson going into basically how America is that ancient Rome, all over again. It's declining, and there's no healing for it, and all these nations are eventually going to come up against America, as the scriptures say. All right, but there's a video he was commenting on from Redacted, and I wanted to play a little portion of it because this ex-colonel, I don't know if he's still a colonel or he was an ex-colonel, but he's making the point of who really runs things. All right, and you have right now what's going on is Super Tuesday. All these people are voting for their Republican. Who's going to win the Republican seat, basically, the Republican spot to run for president. And, we all know that voting, it doesn't matter, okay? And ultimately, like this guy's going to comment, you're going to see who really runs things. And I got a couple scriptures to, back it up. But let me play this, and we'll grab some precepts.
Again, their own tongues is falling upon themselves.
I want to ask you to put on your political hat for a moment. Of course, you served Donald Trump at the Pentagon, and you see what's happening now in an election year. You see this back and forth fighting over Ukraine aid. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, saying, look, I'm not giving up this leverage. That seems to be the only leverage they have right now, Republicans have, which is this Ukraine aid to try to get something done at the U.S. southern border. But at the end of the day, Victoria Nuland says, I see Congress passing this money. There's going to be another, $60 billion that'll flow to Ukraine. What do you think is going to happen in Washington? Will this aid get passed, moved towards Ukraine?
On one hand, Victoria Nuland is referring to the structure of power in Washington, which is entirely in the hands of the great lobby and lobbies.
Right.
In other words, not the Israel lobby, the defense lobby, any number of wealthy billionaire oligarchs that have bought up politicians for years. They are ultimately making policy in Washington, D.C.
So you hear it. All right. Hey, this is out of the mouth of Esau himself. All right. What? They're these so-called oligarchs, all right, these so-called lobbyists, all right, as we know and understand them to be the elite, okay? The ones who really have the money, the ones who are running the world, so to speak, are the elite, are Esau Edom, okay, which is the top tribe Amalek, okay? Now, as he said, those are the ones who really make policy, all right? It's all about how they run things, how they want things to go. And the Elder Yashawamba mentions it in this video. They talk, all these different talks about presidents and all these Senate leaders, they're all just pawns, all right? Pawns in what the elites want them to do, all right? So you can have these people, think that voting matters, all right? Give them that false hope, but in the end, the lobbyists are the ones who create all these policies. And he's going to mention, later on in the video, that they don't have the American people in their mindset, all right, as it pertains to their betterment, okay? Now, let me get this. Is in Job 9:24. All right, this is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, okay? This is why, the Bible holds so much weight, because, if you have the complete understanding, you understand what times we're in. We understand how Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is ruling in this earth, all right? But Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So that it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, all right? And Daniel bring this out all the time. The Lord rules in the kingdom of men, and he set up the basis of men. Esau Edom being the base man, all right? And this is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He can set up nations however he wills it, all right? They can be coming from the caves at one point, eating juniper roots, having clothes that are deteriorating on their body, to making to being the so-called trillionaires. All right, the ones who run things. But this is who sets the policies. This is why, the people are basically in an uproar. Which, let me grab that real quick. I think it's Proverbs 29. Because this man's in authority. Yep. Proverbs 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this is why you have so many protests going on. All right, this is why you have so much tension, so much strife. All right, because the wicked is pulling all the strings and they're creating all this chaos. All right, and they have something called order ab chaos, which is create this chaos and then instill their order, their solution. All right, and the ultimate of their pseudo solutions is what? The MOTB system. All right, and the MOTB. This is what are in the minds of the elite. All right, the lobbyists, the oligarchs, whatever you want to call them. They are Amalek. All right, but now this is why the whole world is mourning, because these people are in rule. And we read in Job 9:24 that rulership was given by way of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Now, who is the wicked? This is Malachi 1:1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. And I laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragon of the wilderness. All right, so the Lord does not love every nation. All right, he has a specific nation, a peculiar nation, a chosen nation, and that's the nation of Israel. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all those who stem from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, all these other nations, like the scriptures say, they are but spittle. Okay, and specifically, he has a thing against Esau. All right, he hates Esau, and Esau is wicked. Okay, he's created to be the wicked, and we're gonna get a couple characteristics of the wicked and understand why the world is going the way it's going, because you have this evil, wicked, unclean nation in control. All right, but it says whereas Edom saith we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So this is a clue. All right, now how do we understand doctrine? Precept upon precept. Okay, the precepts, they give more insight of how to truly understand what the Lord is telling us. Okay, but it says, wherever Esau sets up things, they're going to be called the border of wickedness. So he is the wicked. And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Okay, and that's that righteous hatred. All right. This is who we're dealing with. Okay, so everything that Esau sets up, it's wicked. He sets up a society, it's wicked. All right, he sets up rules, laws, they're wicked. He has his policy to push, it's wicked. All right. Let me see if I can find that. It's a lot. Bear with me. Yep. Real quick, Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. All right, and we understand who controls these policies, who creates these policies. All right, and he mentioned it in a video. Rewind it.
Ukraine aid. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, saying, look, I'm not giving up this money. There's going to be another $60 billion that'll flow to Ukraine. What do you think is going to happen in Washington? Will this aid get passed, moved towards Ukraine?
On one hand, Victoria Nuland is referring to the structure of power in Washington, which is entirely in the hands of the great lobby and lobbies.
Right.
In other words, not the Israel lobby, the defense lobby, any number of wealthy billionaire oligarchs that have bought up politicians for years. They are ultimately making policy in Washington.
They are ultimately making policy. All right. And you see how he mentioned the small hats. All right. That's the number one. Slack. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right. Now, ultimately, this man's going to try and go against Yahweh Shai. All right, he's gonna try and fight. Okay, but that's another lesson from another time for another time. All right, but see, this is who we're dealing with. Okay, he's the one that's pushing this policy. All right, he's the one that's pushing this agenda. Okay, he's the one that controls the beast. This is the man who runs NATO and EU. All right, he's the one that controls the whore. He's the man behind it, Esau, Edom. All right. Now let me jump back. Yep, over here, Habakkuk 2 and verse 4, it says, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." So this man's soul, this man's being, all right, is not upright. That's why he does the things he does. Okay, he's literally created to be the wicked. He's to show us what true evil is. All right, he's the example of what happens when the worst of the worst is in power. Okay, and we see, well, the scriptures talk about the earth being destroyed. All right, no flesh being left unless the Lord speeds up the time. Okay, that's why we have so much problem. The food is polluted, the air is polluted, the water is polluted, the clothes, everything, society, philosophy, all these philosophies being pushed out. It's all pollution. Okay, but this is why, because his soul is not upright. This is Psalms 10 and 1, and it says, "A prayer for the overthrow of the wicked." And it says, "Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." Okay, this man is the ultimate prideful. And who's the number one people he's persecuting? The Israelites. It says, "Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." And what do they imagine? They imagine a world of total control, total dominance. All right, with a lot of them, a lot of people being dead. All right, so they can be able to rule a few, but under their ultimate control. Now, see, the Lord is going to upset this man. Okay, he's going to send Yahushua, and he's going to take this man out of power. And then he, talking about the elites, Esau, Edom, all right, their whole nation is going to go into slavery. Okay, but it says, "For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth." Okay, this man just keeps wanting more and more. All right, I believe actually, yep, when you read on here, it says, "Yea also," back in Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, "Yea also, because he transgresses by Rhine, he is a proud man." All right, this is all characteristics of the Edomite, the so-called white man. "Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And this is the desire of this man. Okay, he there's no emptiness. He doesn't stay at home. He's a vagabond. All right, he's always in other people's business. He always wants more and more and more. Okay. But back in Psalms 10 and verse 3, it says, "For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts." Okay, so here it is. You have a wicked nation in control, and they might talk a good talk. They might swear on the Bible. You know, you might have these so-called leaders in control that talk about believing in God. You know, they might mention a scripture or two, but their actions are far from it. All right. And we're reading what's really in the mind of the wicked. Okay, what does it say? "The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High." So he's not trying to do what's right in Yahweh Shem Shai's eyes. All right, he's not set up a system that's governed and judged through the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, he's not promoting the faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. This isn't what the wicked does. What does the wicked do? He puts himself in that seat. All right. He's the people who, basically the chosen people, all right, on the left-hand side. They're the ones who created civilization. They're the ones that invented everything. They're the ones that found out all the secrets of the universe. All right, you got the Big Bang Theory. Okay, you got the evolution. All right, this is what trust science. This is what this man wants you to do. Okay, he's not seeking after Yahweh Shem Shai. He's not we're reading it. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. This is the pride of the devil. All right? It says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. So for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. All right? He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And this is the pride of the devil. He thinks he's going to keep this control forever. All right? He thinks he can just keep pushing policy after policy and putting more hell on the people. He thinks he's eventually going to have his new world order being established. Okay? He thinks he's going to be able to run the world like that. But what does it tell us? What does the scriptures tell us? What is it? Obadiah, thy pride hath deceived thee. All right? When he's about to fill his belly, he shall be in straits. Okay? The Lord is about to upset this plan. And ultimately, Esau is doing exactly what he's created to do. He's playing right into the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He's being controlled. All right? It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right? He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Okay? And this is what the so-called white man does. All right? So no matter what policy he's pushing, no matter what they're called, oligarchs, big bankers, remember, this is the wicked we're dealing with. All right? And again, you have a time where, you know, this whole election's about to happen. The majority of the world thinks that elections matter. But those who are in the know, those who understand, know that voting doesn't matter. All right? It's these elites, okay? Amalek that's in control. All right? And he's doing the will of the Lord on the left-hand side. Okay? Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. All right. And this is what the wicked does. All right. By many ways. All right. One of those ways being his policies. Okay. Everything, the rules system, the judgment, the society he set up is set to be a big snare. All right, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right, and this is the mindset of the devil. Okay, and yes, he might talk a good talk. You might see him, play on the heartstrings of America and, oh, they need this, they need that, they need this. But you know what? He's going to do the complete opposite. And like I said, all these different presidents and so-called world leaders are really pawns for the elite. All right? So they'll say one thing and they'll do another. Let's move on. This is Psalms 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And again, this is the pride of the devil. He doesn't think anything's going to happen. He thinks that he's going to keep this rulership position forever. And they're dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Again, a big hint of who this is. All right, what do you have? America, or Amerigo Vespucci. Africa, what is his name? Scipio Africanus, if I'm saying that right. All right, all these different names that are set up everywhere. All right, it's a so-called white man. He's a conqueror. All right, nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their saying Salah. All right, but ultimately the point is, this devil has the pride to think that he's going to keep going. He's going to keep pushing these policies out. But ultimately he does not understand, or he thinks he can do something about it, that hey, the Lord is in full control. All right, but I'm going to end off on this. This is Psalm 64 and 1. It says, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. All right, and this is our prayer as well. With all these policies being pushed, the persecution coming, this new world order, all right, fourth industrial revolution, the MOTB. Hey, we pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to keep us from these things. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, and who's part of that secret council? The elites. And like this guy mentioned, that those lobbyists, all right? the true rulers of the world, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, all right, Gettys, whatever. Hey, all these top families that are trillionaires that aren't even on what do they call that one thing, Forbes or whatever it's called, that Forbes list to tell you who the richest people are. They're not on that, all right, but they are part of that council. Okay, it says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Okay, because again, Esau is a conniving devil. All right, what's going to go into it? It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep. So this man has the time and resources to look into the different witchcraft, the ways of witchcraft. All right, the different ways of studying minds to control them. You know, to put more hell on the people, to get their way. But what does it say? But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. All right. Hey, this place, ultimately, America is going to be destroyed. That land in Israel is going to be destroyed. All right. It's going to be cleansed with thermonuclear fire. And he's going to go into slavery. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to follow themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And this was part of their prophecy. All right. Their own tongue falling upon themselves. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. All right. And this is what we're going to see. All right. And this is what the elect, the hopeful elect already see, that the Lord is in full control. But the whole world is going to see this. Okay. All right. The whole world is going to bow down to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because they're going to, the elite, you would think they have such a strong grip on power that nothing can ever touch them. All right. But you know what? They're going to get touched and they're going to go into slavery. It says, the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Okay. When that time, when this man goes out of power and the kingdom is established, we're all going to glory. All right. And Lord's will, we're of that number. But yeah, this was just a quick lesson. Like I said, Lord's will, I'll leave this video in the description box too, because this was a very edifying lesson. All right. But yeah, you can see, who really runs things. All right. So voting, active, what do they call it? Being an activist. All right. Trying to, encourage different policies through your representatives. All that means nothing. Okay. Because the true elite run the policies. They run the world. All right. And until Yahweh Bashem Yahushai takes him out of power, nothing's going to change. Okay. Hey, but Lord's will, this is edifying. Once again, call Halaim Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, and Abba Baba.